Leaders of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the Federal Capital Territory have called for greater inclusion of residents and indigenous groups in political appointments while urging voters to support the candidates of the party in the forthcoming area council elections. They also called for a balanced power-sharing arrangement that would promote unity between indigenous residents and other Nigerians living in the FCT. The APC leaders who spoke at a forum of the FCT geopolitical zones and town hall meeting in Abuja said representatives from the 6 geopolitical zones converged to strengthen party unity and mobilize support for APC candidates ahead of the forthcoming elections.
We have a tangible reason to show appreciation. And the only way we can show appreciation is to vote Mr. President again come 2027. But let me say here, one of the major reasons why we are here is for us, the people of the zone, and we're asking our brothers who are original inhabitants to help us add voice. That when next appointment will be given to Zona, there are people playing politics in FCT.
Well, to help us provide updates on the FCT area council elections just days away, we're joined by Abimbola Oladunjoye, FCT INEC Administrative Secretary. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Good evening.
Appreciate your time. You know, you've been telling the press that you are ready for these elections coming up on Saturday. So I'm not going to ask you, is INEC ready? I'm going to ask you the level of preparedness, because it's like a sing-song before every election. We ask INEC, are you ready? You say, yes, you're ready. On the day of the elections, they see challenges. So what's the level of preparedness? And I mean, just plain truth, how ready and your level of preparedness are you for Saturday?
Okay, thank you. So I'll tell you that we are very ready for the election come Saturday, 21st February 2026. We are virtually done with everything we need to do for the election. Right now, we've received all our non-sensitive materials. Everything has been batched and sent to the area councils. By Thursday morning, we'll be at CBN to pick up our sensitive materials, and we'll move them straight to the area councils. So we're virtually ready. The register of voters has been printed for the election. BVAS has been configured. We've done training of our poll officials. So I think everything is fine. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting to note. I mean, 6 area councils, 62 wards, 2,822 polling units. Are you saying there are no areas of challenges that you've encountered in the course of your preparation? And very importantly, the issue of technology. To what extent, what's the percentage of technology that will be deployed in this election, the area council polls? Okay,
so talking about technology, 2 weeks ago, we had our technology tested. We had a mock accreditation and election process where the BVAS was put to test, and it worked very, very well. In fact, it was perfect.
110%?
It was good. It was 99.9% good, I must say. It worked very well. The few challenges we had was not about the technology, it was rather about the process, because we realized that some voters in the FCT didn't know where their polling units exactly are. So people came to the centers, because we had the mock election in just 239 PUs. So we had people, 289 PUs. So we had people come there, bringing their cards. They wanted to also be part of the process, but because their names they are not in those particular polling units, so they could not exchange. I mean, they couldn't test the system during the process. So that was a challenge we saw, and we're already working on solving that. In the next few days, we'll have the register of voters for every polling unit in the FCT pasted. We're going to paste the register days before the election, so that people can go check and identify the particular polling units where they belong to. And we also have technology that can be used to verify and know your PU. You know, that's cvr.inecnigeria.org/PU. So, I mean, visiting there to take you to your polling unit, to show you on Google Map where your PU is. So it's going to be easy. So we want everybody to actually identify the PU. That was the only thing we observed during the mock election.
Very quickly, this is a litmus test for the new leadership of the commission under Professor Joash Amupiton. And there's a lot of conversation around confidence building in INEC as we head to a major election. But Abuja is a litmus test for so many reasons. What have your statistics told you about voter confidence in INEC so far when it comes to registration? You do have statistics. Compared to previous election and this election, are you seeing any pattern, any trend change? Are we having more voters registration, less voter registration? What do we have?
Yeah, so what we usually observe, the trend has always been like 10% of the current registration figures. You find 10% of those 10% of that figure is what we actually expect to come out and have the CVR.
In this case now, you have 1.6 million registered voters.
Yes.
Are you saying it's 10%?
Okay, so it's actually a little below 10% registration that we had during the last election.
Do we know what we saw in the last election?
Yes.
In the last election, what was the percentage?
It was about 10%.
10%. So nothing has really changed when it comes to voters showing interest in the election.
Nothing. We've not had anything more than what we.
So what are you doing to actually address that? Because that's really poor. If you have 10% of this 1.6 million, what are you doing in terms of voter education that can actually engender confidence in the process? Because that seems to be the fundamental issue here.
So we've been doing quite a lot of engagement, especially in the FCT, to ensure that people know that their votes count, and for them to know that with technology and with the improved processes that we have, that the votes would keep counting. So we've been meeting with youth organizations, youth groups in the FCT. We've been meeting with PWDs. We've had meetings with virtually every sector, of the community.
So you're telling them this election will be rig-free.
Okay.
Yes,
rig protected.
Yes, we've been telling them election will go free and fair.
Or rigging, if you like. Abimbola Oladunjoye is the FCT INEC Administrative Secretary, joining us tonight on Newsnight as preparations are in top gear for the February 21 area council elections here in the FCT.